Hi everyone, welcome to Adventures with Moo 42. This is where I will be sharing my garden and food adventures. I'll also be sharing with you my favorite recipes, garden tips, garden projects, and more. Thank you for watching and enjoy! So now I'm also going to be sauteing some sweet onions. I've taken 2 sweet onions, there's just one here right now. And I'm going to be cutting them into pieces like this. And so it's pretty small pieces. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding them to a pan where I've drizzled a little bit of olive oil and I've heated it up. And then I'm going to test it by putting like a drop of water to make sure the pan is hot, and then lower it the heat a little bit. And I'm going to add all my onions and start sauteing them. And they'll get an even sweeter taste to them, and it just works amazing with these breakfast burritos. Trust me, it'll be great. Okay, so I have the olive oil in here. What I'm going to do, be ready for the wonderful sounds. So I'm adding my onions. I'm going to drop the heat down, and then I'm going to kind of coat everything. Turn the heat up a little bit. So we're now just going to be sauteing these. Basically getting the sugars to kind of come out more, sweeten it further, and it's going to be perfect in these breakfast burritos. As accompanying the scrambled chickpea. I'm excited, I really am. You can also throw together either, you can saute mushrooms, you can also saute some potatoes to go along with these breakfast burritos. So I'm going to pause it here and I'll go back to y'all when this is mostly caramelized. But make sure to constantly stir and be checking these onions so they don't burn. And if they start to burn too quickly at the bottom of the pan, you need to lower your heat. And you can always add a dash of salt to this as well. So the onions are basically caramelized. The water is basically out of the mixture. You can see because they're wanting to stick to the bottom of this. So, and you can also see how they reduced in size. If you want, you can add about a teaspoon of brown sugar to this. Oops, sorry if it's steaming up. And make it to further caramelize it. So I'm going to put this aside and go on making the rest of my components for my breakfast burritos. So now I'm going to start on this vegan cheese sauce. So I'm going to take a bell pepper. It can be red, green, orange. Fun fact about bell peppers, you can tell this is a male bell pepper because there's 3 bumps here. If there was 4, it'd be female. The females typically are full of more seeds and are sweeter, more for, you can just eat it raw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the top here, like so, put it aside, and I'm going to cut the bottom, like so. I'm going to go a little bit more. Guess maybe, do I need to go more? I'm going to go a little bit more. Yeah, that's better. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide my knife in here and I'm going to just roll it. And this is the way you can get the core seeds out. Like so. See? There's a little bit here. And so now all the seeds are out of it, except for this little piece. So I'm going to put these components off to the side, and I'm going to save the seeds. And I'm going to plant a bunch of these seeds. This is good. I'm going to plant a bunch of these seeds, and then some of the components will go into compost. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. So that's a culinary trick there. And then look, ta-da! Okay. Seriously, that was awesome. First time I've ever tried that. Okay. So we want about 1/4 cup of pepper. So I'm just going to be cutting this up. So I have about, so I have 1/4 amount. And then what you're also going to need for this vegan cheese sauce is you're going to need either 1 can of cannellini beans, and don't drain the juices, or you're going to take 3/4 of a cup of dried beans, and you're going to cook it and then keep the juices and all that. I'm going to add this to this. 1/4. So it's about half a bell pepper. Yeah. You can use the rest of this fresh for a breakfast burrito, or you can saute it. I think I'm going to saute it. So I'm going to add it to my food processor. The rest of this I'm going to put off to the side. I'm going to rinse my hands before I continue this, so I'm going to pause it. So I got pepper juices all over. Okay, so now I'm going to be adding 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast, which I have around here somewhere. So I'm going to just add it. I need to buy more of this on a side note. Okay. I'll put this aside, and now I'm going to add, get this lid on. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. So I'm just adding it. Yeah, that's a tablespoon. Okay. And now I'm going to add some onion powder. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of onion powder. That's a 1/2 teaspoon, and that's 1 teaspoon. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. It's a 1/2 teaspoon. That's a teaspoon. After the garlic powder, I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, and then I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, and then 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. 1/2 teaspoon. Ta-da. And after that, I'm going to be adding 1/4 cup of plain, unsweetened, plant-based milk. I'm using almond milk because I prefer almond milk. So I'm just carefully adding that. And then lastly, I'm going to add my beans, the 15-ounce can of cannellini beans, or in my case, it is the, it's the I took dry beans. I'm adding it liquid and all to this. And then I'm going to blend it well in the food processor until it's smooth. You may need to scrape down the sides when you're blending it. And then you, with the almond milk, you can add more or less for your consistency. And then you can heat this up on the stovetop for a couple seconds to make it hot. Okay, so I'm going to pause this and I'll get back to y'all with the finished product. So, it's pretty smooth, the proportions I did, as you can see here. And you can up some of the spices if you wish. Next time I think I might add more garlic powder and onion powder. And maybe a little bit more nutritional yeast, but overall I like it. It tastes honestly a lot better than other vegan cheese recipes I've tried, so I'm happy with it. And I'm definitely going to use it in the future. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to saute these peppers, and I'm also going to be finishing up my flour tortillas, which I will have in a different video for y'all. Hi everyone, so now we're going to be making our egg mixture. There's not actually eggs in it. It's going to be scrambled chickpeas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 cup of water. I'm also going to add 3 tablespoons of it, so I need to get some more water. And a little bit more water. Okay. 3 tablespoons. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some seasoning so it doesn't taste bland. I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. And then I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. And I'm going to add a dash of salt. Going to add ½ teaspoon of garlic powder. And now what you're going to add is some garbanzo bean flour, also known as chickpea flour. And so you're going to add a ½ cup of it. Yeah. So you add that to this mixture. And what you're going to do is you're going to then mix it into a batter. So we're going to just mix, mix, mix. Get all the flour mixed up so we don't have these. We just continue mixing and mixing. We're going to try and break up this. You can also use a hand mixer to help break up these flour particles or chickpea flour particles. And you're going to just continue mixing and mixing. Just continue to break it up. We don't want globs of flour that we eat. Mix it, mix it, mix it. Okay. I like to take my spoon and rub it on the back here. I'm sorry for bumping this. To help break up the flour mixture. Okay. Now that all the big... it's not perfect, but it'll do. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to put some oil, some olive oil into a pan, heat that up, about 2 tablespoons of oil, and then you're going to add this batter to it. So I'm going to pause this and then I'll show you all that. Okay, I have my oil now. So that's heated, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add this mixture to it. I think I added a little bit too much olive oil. Okay. Turn the heat up on this. So basically we're going to cook it until it starts to brown on the bottom, then we'll start breaking it up. Basically how you would cook normal scrambled eggs. A little bit more. It smells good. So I'm just going to let it heat up here till it cooks. Bottom. I think next time I'll have them out. So my video camera decided to quit on me. Anyway, with the chickpea scramble mixture, basically what it does is it forms this gelatinous kind of mixture, and so once it really clumps together, you immediately kill the heat and it'll start sticking to the pan. Just kill the heat and turn your pan off and let the mixture you can just break it up with your spoon and it'll clump together and form like a scrambled mixture. And that's what you'll use. And then after that, you take your tortilla, you lay down, I laid down some avocado mixture, then some of the caramelized onions, some fresh tomato, the sauteed bell pepper, the vegan cheese sauce, and of course the scrambled chickpea mixture. And I put that all together and I ate it with some salsa, and it's amazing. It's delicious. I can't tell you how amazing this is. Sorry I don't have the last bit of the video, but it's great. Like, comment, subscribe, share with me y'all's breakfast burrito creations, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.